Today, I want to talk about being a client advocate in a system selection process and what both partners and customers can learn from my experience. Partners want to be the trusted advisors for their clients. However, they also have these sales quotas or sales levels they must attain to maintain their highest tier within the partnership programs. And these sometimes create a little bit of conflict between a salesperson and a trusted advisor. However, I also believe that most of the partners who work with the big five software developers in the mid market, and by the big five, I talk about Acumatica, Microsoft, Oracle NetSuite, Sage, and SAP. These are the five largest players in the space for those companies that have outgrown entry level software yet aren't those really large enterprises. And um, these partners truly believe in their products. And if you are in distribution and light manufacturing, they truly believe that their solution can meet your needs. And so they're going to advocate for their products. And there is nothing wrong with that. However, if you need five or more third party products, it's probably a better fit. So, one of the things that I typically do as a client advocate is I try to make sure that the solution provider is identifying those things which are configuration, personalization, which are kind of little tweaks that are supported by application tools that have no impact on the actual programming logic. Um, Also, which of those third party products are just really connecting via an application programming interface or API, which really also have no impact on the programming logic? And you'd be surprised how sometimes even tax rate software can change the tax engine for the ERP product. So it really is, in my mind, a third party enhancement that changes logic, and it counts as one, even though it's almost invisible to the end user. So these are kind of some of the things that, as a client advocate, I can help explain to the customer because end user organizations don't buy ERP software every day. They don't generally understand the process, even though individuals may have experience and, oh, we changed systems 5 years ago and we went through that process then. Things change, applications change, programs change. The cloud is now dominant, subscription software. Sometimes pricing is based upon transactions instead of users. Lots of things change in the process. So we kind of help the company in their evaluation process and try to create a level playing field. That's one of the reasons why I like scenario based demonstrations. If we can work with the client to come up with three or four scenarios that represent 80% of their business transactions, and then we can provide the solution providers the data that they need to show those processes, the people within the client organizations are seeing their data presented relatively the same way in different systems, and they can feel which ones might be better for them or see how simple it is in one system versus how complex it might be in another system. And some companies love complexity where other companies love simplicity. As a client advisor, it is not my job to tell them which one is better or which one is worse, but just to kind of identify these attributes or give them a rubric which helps them identify the attributes which are important to them so they can make a better decision. Conversely, I am shocked at how many partners do not utilize me as a resource when I am doing a system selection process. Although, again, my role is to be neutral in the entire process, I have the ability to help the partners present their solution in its best light for this prospective customer. Right? If a partner has a question of whether they should show something that is simple versus something that is more robust, I can help guide them based upon what I know about customer preferences. And if they ask a question about some whiz bang feature that they have in their system that another competitor may not have, I can tell them, I think this customer might appreciate that, even though it's not in the script. And you can do that during your overview session or anywhere you want in your demonstration. It is your demonstration. But if it's not a good fit, I will tell you, don't show that. All you're going to do is either confuse or alienate the prospect. So I hope that helps both customers and partners understand that when we are involved in a system selection as a client advocate, we're not just a client advocate. We are also a solution advocate, because we are helping the clients find the best solution to meet their needs. And as a partner, we can be your best friend. We are not the enemy, which sometimes we seem to get that vibe from partners who are not used to using with an independent third party. So again, I hope this helps explain our role, how we add value, and have a great day.